All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Rhonda Byrne's The Power.
Yes, The Power.
It's a book that makes a pretty bold claim, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Love.
is the single greatest force in the universe.
The universe.
And get this, it can transform, supposedly, any area of your life, health, wealth, relationships, you name it.
You name it. It's all there. Byrne really suggests that simply understanding this power of love can unlock these incredible levels of, like, success and happiness.
Okay, so is this just another, like, think positive mantra?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what makes Byrne's approach different?
Well, I think Byrne really emphasizes that it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about truly feeling love. It's that feeling, that emotional energy that acts as a magnet, attracting similar experiences into our lives.
So it's about cultivating a genuine feeling of love.
Right.
Not just plastering on a happy face, but
Yeah.
how does that actually work?
Right.
Is she saying, like, we just walk around radiating love vibes and good things magically happen?
Yeah, it's a little more nuanced than that. Byrne uses this analogy. Life is like a boomerang, an echo, a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
What you send out emotionally is what you receive back.
Okay. So if we're sending out negative vibes,
Exactly.
we're more likely to attract
You got it.
negative experiences.
Yeah.
And if we're radiating love and positivity,
That's what you're going to get.
well, that's what we'll draw into our lives.
That's it.
Interesting.
Precisely.
So have you ever noticed how when you're in a good mood, things seem to go your way?
Absolutely.
But when you're feeling down, it's like everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to this frequency idea.
Well, and Byrne introduces, it's interesting, this idea of feeling frequencies, right? So when you're feeling joyful, optimistic, full of love, you're emitting a high frequency.
Okay.
But when you're stuck in negativity, fear, or resentment,
Yeah.
low frequency.
Low.
And according to Byrne, the universe responds in kind.
Okay. But how do we actually use this to create the life we want?
Well, thankfully, Byrne lays out a 3-step creation process.
Okay. Lay it on me.
First, you imagine what you want, really visualize it in detail. Second, you feel the emotions as if you already have it.
Mm-hmm.
And third, you receive it.
Okay. That sounds
Simple, right?
simple enough, but does it actually work?
Well, Byrne includes some pretty incredible real-life examples. One woman wanted a specific white calla lily, and she held the image in her mind, felt the texture of the petals, even smelled its fragrance. And just 2 weeks later, a friend's daughter unexpectedly gives her that exact flower.
Okay. I have to admit,
Pretty wild.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But is it really the power of love at work or just, a happy coincidence?
Yeah, and that's where it gets interesting. Byrne doesn't attribute it to luck.
Okay.
She believes that every possibility already exists in the universe.
Mhm.
We're just tuning in to the reality we want through our feelings.
So our feelings act like a radio dial.
Yeah.
We're selecting the station,
That's it.
the reality that we want to experience.
Yeah.
That's a powerful concept, but let's be honest. Maintaining those high vibe feelings all the time,
Yeah.
it can be tough.
It's hard.
Life throws curveballs.
It does.
What does Byrne suggest for staying positive, especially when things get rough?
Well, she highlights the importance of gratitude.
Gratitude.
And again, it's not just about saying thank you. It's about truly feeling the gratitude
Yeah.
for what you have, for what you're receiving, and even for what you want, as if you already have it.
So gratitude becomes a powerful tool
Cool.
for
Yeah.
raising our love frequency and aligning with the good things
Exactly.
we want to attract.
Yep.
Does Byrne have any examples of this in action?
She does. She
Yeah.
does. She shares a story about a man who was struggling in almost every area of his life, his job, his relationships, his finances.
Oh, wow.
But then he committed to practicing gratitude every single day. Within just 120 days, his entire life transformed.
Get out.
Yeah, he found a new job he loved, his relationships improved, and his finances turned around.
Wow. That's a pretty dramatic turnaround.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about the potential we all have if we can tap into this power of love and gratitude. But let's be real, life isn't always sunshine and roses.
Nope.
How does Byrne address those inevitable negative feelings and challenging situations we all face?
Well, she uses this really powerful analogy. Visualize negative feelings as wild horses that you've accidentally climbed onto. You have the power to choose to get off.
Okay, I love that. So it's not about denying or ignoring those negative emotions, but recognizing them, and
Yeah.
consciously choosing.
Shift your focus.
Shift your focus.
Exactly. And that's where the real work comes in, becoming more aware of our emotional state and making the conscious choice to steer ourselves toward a more positive frequency.
All right, so we're starting to see how this power of love might work on a broader level, but how does it apply to specific areas of our lives?
Right.
You know, the book dives into money, relationships, even health, right?
It does. It does. And it all comes back to this underlying principle. Love is the catalyst for positive change.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Okay.
First up, let's talk money.
Okay.
What's Byrne's take on attracting wealth and abundance?
Everybody wants to know, right? Well, welcome back to our deep dive into Rhonda Byrne's The Power.
Yes.
Before we, kind of delve into like the specifics of money and relationships and health, I think it might be good to just like circle back to that idea of feeling frequencies
Right.
and how they might actually impact our lives.
Right. We were talking about how our emotions, those high and low frequencies could be attracting like similar experiences back to us. But
Yeah.
is there any like scientific basis for this?
Right.
It sounds a bit, woo-woo even to me.
Well, science is, starting to catch up with like ancient wisdom in a way.
Okay.
Think about the placebo effect.
Right.
The power of belief to actually create physical changes in the body.
Okay. So if we believe something strongly enough, it can actually manifest in our reality. But how does that tie back to love?
Well, imagine love as the most potent form of like positive belief. When we're feeling love, our bodies release, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin,
Right.
all those feel-good chemicals that, reduce stress and boost our overall well-being.
Okay. So love literally has a physiological impact.
It does.
It's not just some like abstract emotion floating out there.
Not at all. And when we're feeling good, we tend to, make better choices. We're more optimistic. We attract, more positive people and experiences into our lives.
Yeah. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Yeah,
Our positive emotions create a positive ripple effect.
precisely. And Byrne argues that this applies to every area of life,
Okay.
including money.
Including money. Okay.
So let's dive into that. What's her secret to attracting wealth and abundance?
Everyone wants to know that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, Byrne suggests that it starts with, shifting our mindset about money.
Okay.
Many of us have like subconscious beliefs that limit our financial potential.
Like what kind of beliefs are we talking about?
Think about common sayings like, money is the root of all evil.
Right.
Or rich people are greedy.
Right. Right.
These beliefs, even if we don't consciously endorse them, create like a negative energy that actually repels wealth.
So it's not enough to just like want more money.
No.
We have to actually feel good about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Byrne encourages us to cultivate like a feeling of abundance
Right.
and gratitude for the money we do have, no matter how small.
So even if I'm like struggling financially, I should be grateful for, the little I have.
Yes, because gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance.
Okay.
It sends a powerful message to the universe
Yeah.
that we're open to receiving more.
It's like priming the pump for greater financial flow.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, how about relationships? Love seems like, a given here.
Right.
But what are some like specific insights Byrne offers?
Well, she emphasizes, the importance of unconditional love, loving others for who they are, flaws and all, choosing to focus on, their positive qualities and accepting them without judgment.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Especially, when we're dealing with difficult people
I know.
or challenging relationships. Does Byrne really think like unconditional love is always possible?
She acknowledges it's not easy,
Yeah.
but she suggests that instead of trying to change others, we shift our focus to changing our own feelings about them
So how do we do that?
by consciously choosing to see them through a more loving lens.
Okay.
Focusing on their positive traits, appreciating their strengths, and remembering the reasons, we care about them in the first place.
So it's about changing our perception rather than trying to like force them to change.
Exactly. Because remember, our perception shapes our reality. By changing how we feel about someone, we can actually shift the dynamic of the entire relationship.
That's pretty powerful. But what about like those truly toxic people?
Yeah.
The ones who just like drain our energy and bring us down.
Yeah.
Does Byrne address that?
She does. She acknowledges that sometimes the healthiest thing is to create some distance from those relationships.
Yeah.
But even then, she encourages us to practice, compassion and understanding.
So sending them love from afar, even if we choose to, you know,
Yes,
step back.
precisely. Because ultimately, everyone is on their own journey.
Right.
And sometimes our paths diverge.
Right.
It's about recognizing their humanity,
Yeah.
even if their behavior isn't always loving.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all ties together.
Yeah.
It's like by choosing love and focusing on those positive frequencies, we're not just improving our own lives, but like impacting the world around us.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
By raising our own vibration, we contribute to, a more loving and harmonious collective consciousness.
This is starting to sound a bit less like self-help and more like a guide to living a more meaningful
It is.
and impactful life.
Yeah. It's about recognizing that love isn't just, an emotion,
Right.
but like a fundamental force that connects us all.
And by tapping into that force, we can unlock a level of happiness and abundance we might not have even thought possible.
Exactly. It's a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And it starts with, the simple yet profound act of choosing love.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground so far.
We have.
But let's bring this down to earth.
Okay.
How do we actually do this? How do we harness this love power
Right.
in our everyday lives?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll explore further in just a moment. Stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into the power.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been exploring Rhonda Byrne's The Power, and it's clear this book goes like beyond, the feel-good platitudes, and we've talked about how love can impact our finances, our relationships, our health, even our outlook on life. But, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
How do we actually translate these concepts into like actionable steps that we can use in our daily lives?
Well, Byrne offers some practical advice.
Okay.
She emphasizes becoming more mindful of our thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
It's about catching those negative thought patterns before they spiral.
Right.
And consciously choosing to shift gears.
So like hitting the mental pause button.
Yeah.
Before we go down the rabbit hole of negativity.
Exactly. And then consciously choosing to focus on something positive.
Right.
Maybe it's reflecting on something you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Visualizing a desired outcome, or simply shifting your attention to something that, brings you joy.
It's like training our minds to seek out the good, even amidst the challenges. But are we just supposed to ignore those negative emotions?
It's not about denial or suppression.
Right.
It's about acknowledging those negative feelings.
Right.
But then making a conscious choice
Okay.
to redirect our focus.
Redirect, okay.
It's like building a muscle. The more we exercise our love muscle, the stronger it gets.
I like that. It's a good analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a process, not a
switch.
Switch we flip on and off.
Exactly, yeah.
We're human. We're going to have those down days.
Yeah.
But the key is to
become more aware
of those negative patterns and gently guide ourselves back to a more positive frequency.
That's it. And Byrne even talks about playing with this power.
Playing with the power, yeah.
She encourages approaching life with a sense of curiosity and wonder.
Okay.
Experimenting with these ideas and seeing what happens.
So don't take it too seriously.
No.
Have some fun with it.
Have fun, yeah.
It shouldn't feel like a chore.
It should, embrace the joy of creation.
Right.
And allow yourself to be surprised by the positive changes that can unfold when we align ourselves with, the power of love.
It's really, the power is starting to feel less like a self-help book and more like a guide to a richer, more meaningful life, It's about connecting with that core part of ourselves, which Byrne argues is love.
It is, yeah. It's about recognizing that love isn't just an emotion, it's a fundamental force that connects us all.
And tapping into that force unlocks, a level of happiness and abundance that many of us might not even believe.
Think is possible, yeah.
Possible.
Yeah, it's a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
And it begins with that, simple yet profound act of choosing love.
It's been a fascinating deep dive into the power. We've explored how love can transform, our finances, our relationships, our health, even our outlook on life.
Yeah.
And hopefully our listeners have gained some insights.
I hope so.
Into how they can integrate these principles into their own lives. As we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with this question. If you could truly believe that love is the most powerful force in the universe, How would you live your life differently starting today?
That's a powerful question. I encourage you to sit with it and see what emerges. You might be surprised by the answers you find within.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep the love flowing.